about your body and what you put into your body every day, and how this connects you to this planet, to and the cosmos. This planet is very old, and as much as they're telling us so many things, I really feel that this planet is very ancient. And this planet communicates already, has been for eons, with other planets, other galaxies. To believe that this planet's not connected to other galaxies, realities, is just impossible. It's really not right. But it's okay to, go through that, and we've all been through those stages. We all just trust and listen to what others tell us. And from my personal experience, I've always trusted, the authority and teachers and parents. But I also had an inner experience as a child, and I just didn't feel confident enough to trust my own inner wisdom until I started getting visual and just pretty much all confirmations from my reality. So it's okay to trust and tune into your own inner wisdom, your own inner guidance. It takes time, and we've all been there, even myself. I've had many, profound experiences, but it wasn't enough for me to sort of feel that it was safe enough to trust it. So what I wanted to talk about was our body. We are always in constant motion. We are always constantly shifting, and we are always growing. Our body needs natural, raw, organic foods. And this helps you stay connected with the planet. And this helps you to always be in tune with the higher energies. And not only just through foods, you can also feed the body with light, with sunlight. You can feed the body with air, with breathing. You can feed the body with sound. And there's so many forms of consumption. To limit yourself to just, feeding yourself from this area only limits you, but it's no big deal. I do believe that we are all going to be capable of accessing what the sages and the ancients have always done. We've called it many things, and I just want to stick to the word enlightenment. And this is not just some mental Buddhist language that I want to throw at you. It's the turning your body into light. And this is something that I'm very fascinated with, have been, and I feel that our reality is not only shifting our planet, but it's also shifting the species within the planet, and especially with us, with humans. And our evolution now is not just the spiritual thing, but there's going to be many of us who can also have access to these light bodies. So it means that we're looking into, or have going to be exposed to, more of these beings that turn their body into light. They are always been doing that. Please don't believe that this is something that's only happening now. This has been happening, and it's been documented in many societies and cultures, and a lot of beings have been doing this. It just was never really spoken about in the West. Even in my own background, we have a group of people that no one really communicates with, and they sort of avoid, and everyone's afraid of them, and they are shunned in our society, and they sort of been living on their own, away from everyone else. And one of the legends is that no one ever finds their graves, and they say that they actually just go walk all the way up to a mountain and they disappear into light. That's how they die. And they don't even say that they die, they say they transform. These are people from my background in East Africa. And, you know, everyone's afraid of them. But no one ever just went up to them and one was like, you know, yo, what's up with that? You know, can we do that too? Like, no one really thinks like that back home. And I actually just came back from spending a month there, and it was really hard to find these people. And for me to even talk about them or inquire about them, people were questioning my sanity. Like, why would you want to talk to them? Like, who do you know? So I just said maybe it's not the right time now, and not to push it. But I know that I will be guided to find them, and maybe I might not even need them. It doesn't really matter, because it's a universal experience that we're all going to be able to turn our body into light, and we're all going to be there pretty much. Back to consumption. I know everyone's just really all about the labels and all about, yeah, let's be vegan, let's be raw, let's be this, let's be that, which is great. I think it's really awesome that more people are involved in their body and they're taking initiative to shift. I just think that let go of the labels, you know, just do you, you know. You'll get there, and make it more about evolution, make it more about spirituality rather than some trend, you know. Trends change, but our evolution has always been constant and ongoing. For me, I go through days, like right now I'm traveling, I'm in, you know, transit and things like that. Like when I'm traveling, I stop eating, like I won't eat for the whole time. And then there's times where, you know, if it's like a winter climate, I have to store, so I'll be taking more proteins and things like that. So I go through transitions, and I just look at my situation and my life and things like that, you know. So for me, there is really no labels. Like I was, you know, vegan and raw for a couple of years, and now I consume, you know, things like eggs and whatnot. And it's whatever my body needs, whatever is necessary. Okay, we're also going to talk about, let's talk about ETs. Let's talk about, I love this subject. I really always want to talk about it. Tune in. Okay, tuning into that frequency right now and connecting with those energies. They've always been here. They've always been around. We're one and the same. It's sort of like me thinking about my higher self, higher dimension, higher consciousness, and you know, they talk about fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional, seventh dimensional. So when we see beings of light and beings in different forms and things like that, we sort of freak out and think, oh my goodness, you know, it's the same as like foreigners visiting a country. Everyone's always afraid of something different. But when I think of extraterrestrial, and what is that? It's above Terra. What's Terra? Terra is Earth. Who's Earth? We're in Earth, on Earth, but we're not inside it. We're on it. So the ETs are people or beings from the external, but that doesn't mean they're not from Earth. And then there's beings that are within the Earth. So you got so many levels of consciousness and existence. So don't just think this planet's only taking care of you only, you know, and what you see in your 3D and what you experience. There is so much that we do not know about, but if we tune in, meaning turn off the TV, put the junk food down, clean that body, clear it up, and just listen with your right ear, feel with your heart, and just blank your mind, you will get really deep ancient downloads. And it will feel like it's an ancient download, but at the same time, it's not ancient. It's actually, there is no time, there's no such thing as linearity. Sometimes it feels like you're going back in time, but actually it's like, you know, our future. It's like a combination. It goes, you're going to be everywhere. So you just center and tune into your consciousness, into your field, and that's how you navigate to find out where you are, who you are, what's going on. So it takes a bit of a practice. You can use your imagination. I started out with just my feelings, using my emotions and things like that to guide me into, you know, anytime I would feel something in my reality and, you know, hear music from a different era or things like that, I would just, my heart would jump and I'm like, oh, okay, that means I've had a past lifetime there, or things like that. It gets really hard at times staying with it. Oh my gosh, I don't know, it's so funny. It's like you do kind of come across as like ADD or hyperactive or what do you want to call it. But what I've done to balance that out for me is meditation. And, you know, that's just a word again. It's all about tuning in and taking out the noise and all the things that are being put and shown in front of you and just silencing it, getting into the center, and again, connecting with the heart. So I would close my eyes and just sit in a chair and just focus, and really bring myself back, feel my body, hear my breathing, hear my heartbeat. And it's so helpful to do that. I don't get the chance to do it every single day, but I do it as, you know, as much as I can remember. And wherever I'm at, I can do it at a, you know, waiting in somewhere in the airport, or I can do it at a bank. I can do it anywhere. And I have been taught many forms of meditation, but my favorite is the one is the heart connected one. And really, it's just, you've been doing it too. You probably know this meditation. Again, it's just a word. Don't let it throw you off. Which is just listening to your heart. Every time you breathe, you can feel your heart pounding, 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 and you just stay with that, and then you just keep coming back. Your thoughts are going to carry you away, and they're going to dance in front of you, and they're going to dazzle you and surprise you and pull you and trigger all your emotions. But come back to the heart. Just come back to the heart, and you're just going to keep, you know, returning. You have to certain times push the envelope. Other times, oh, I'm gonna back up. You know, like, you gotta be able to balance that out. There's times I'll push the envelope. I have to state my being. I gotta be like, you know, I gotta bring out my warrior energy and be like, yo, that's not right. You know, you can't come up to me like that and you know, take me out like that. I don't know. Like, you have to be able to represent you, represent your ancient origin, your future origin, every aspect of you. Represent your ancestors. That's really what I want to say. Represent your ancestors and respect this planet, respect everybody, love everybody. Don't judge, man. Don't judge, man. It's like, you are them. Every aspect of you is also them. So if you're just judging, you're actually judging yourself, really. You're just letting yourself know, hey, I'm at this level of consciousness right now. And this is where I'm vibrating from. Is it in a place of love? Am I giving and receiving energy? Are we exchanging beauty, balance, harmony, serenity, joy? Are we growing, evolving? That's what you should be thinking, rather than, that's not right. No, like, you know. And it's good to be in that place for a certain time, because it just brings out these hidden things that we don't really express and explore. But that's all it is. It's an exploration of our psyche, of who we are. It shouldn't just be that. You should just keep moving and keep evolving and growing. I I feel like I'm all over the place, but that's fine. That's what traveling does to you. You just get everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. The beauty of being here now in this time period is that we're being given the chance to take on a lot, in a sense that we're taking on this role of showing up. There isn't really these external energies that are coming, these external beings that are coming. It's actually us coming and appearing. And yes, what we will see externally is going to be us. So if we are expecting scary things, domineering things, because if that is who we are right now, like we are not in power, we give our power away, that's what's up. If it's we're in our power, we feel powerful, we are taking care of our reality, we're being custodians, we're being responsible, that's what's up too. So I don't look at it as a state of being where I'm expecting something scary. No, I'm expecting me, and I have come, I have appeared. And man, like 2011 was a nice year. Like it was the year for me where I finally decided to stop being afraid and to stop just, first and foremost, hiding. You know, I'm really good at that. And just settling, you know, like I gave up on that too. And I really had a great life. I had a very good, comfortable life, and that's all it was very comfortable. You know, there was nothing I could complain about. And I didn't need to complain. You know, I created that reality. Everything was orchestrated by my power. And what ended up happening is that I saw that I was just blending. I was creating these layers of protectiveness. And that is not, it's good, you know, sort of like being in an incubation. You know, you go through and get all your nutrients and you're growing. And then I just grew. I just literally gave birth to myself. And that was 2011. It was a year of giving that I literally came out. And I just ran. I just grabbed my passport and I just been flying, going. And now I'm sort of, you know, still in that energy, but I'm kind of like, okay, now I need to like ground myself, and I need to, you know, start planting, and I need to start putting down for the future, for what purposes and places that are going to need this kind of energy that I feel that I can contribute, and all of us can do this. And many of us felt this need to like change and shift and change, take this out, take that out, take that out. And it's really healing, it's really challenging, it's really scary, it's everything. It really is everything. And I learned myself, I met myself out there. I really met myself, and there were things about me that I hid very well, even from me, that I didn't like because of that. And what I know is that we do that really well. We don't want to meet us. We want to judge everyone. We want to talk about everyone. We want to talk about all the flaws of every single person, but we're not going to look at ourselves and say, oh my goodness, you know, this is who I am. And it was really rough for the longest time, but I didn't cave or sink or stay there. I just kept on taking on and moving, This, to me, is a beautiful, wonderful time. And a lot of us now are also looking for relationships. We are in search of that one, the soulmate, the twin flame, the beauty, all of those. And I think it's very, very, very wonderful because it shows that people now want to be real. and they want to take and have unions that are not just about materialistic unions. It's more about the spiritual, it's more about the harmony of energies. And it is going to be just challenging in that light as well as any kind of normal relationship, but these kind of unions are actually a bit more different, where it's two people are together to heal lifetimes of karma and things like that. And when both people are on, it just perfect. It works. The only thing is that a being needs to recognize is that you don't wait for someone to come. You have to go within and work on you first. Don't wait for anyone. Don't look for anyone. Seek and find you and connect with you.